Hi, I'm Donna Miller with Miller Crafts. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today we are going to create a coastal background scene out of acrylic paints. So I hope you like this video and you click and subscribe to get notified of future videos. So we're going to use Tombow. This is a removable adhesive, and we're just going to put that on the background of our card so while we paint it will not slip. And we're going to start with painting the outline of the rock, and we're also going to start with the outline of the horizon. So the colors I am using is a blue-white mix. I'm also using green and black and a dark blue and I think a silver, all combined into one. And then I'm going to start with the rocks. So I have a light brown, a dark brown, and a black combined. And I'm really trying to zone in right now on the black. And I'm using this to create the rock background. And as you can see as I'm painting this, it doesn't look like much. It just kind of looks like a blob. And that's okay. You don't have to be real precise with this right now. A lot of acrylics is just getting the outlines on there. So we're going to start with the water, and I'm going to start with a medium blue that is mixed into white. And I'm now mixing the white, and we're going to cover the whole bottom. And you really want the white and the blue to be streaky so that you get nice streaks in your image. Now we're going to move with a light blue and a white mixed together, and we're going to color in the entire sky. So as I'm going through, I notice I want more white, so just add more white if you need to lighten up the color and make it more streaky. We're going to go back to the brown, light brown, black mix, and we're going to go back to our rock and make it look more unsymmetrical so it looks more like a rock and a little bit less like a potato. We're going to start adding some fine details to the water. So I changed my brush from a square brush to a small circle round brush, and I'm using mostly white, and now I'm going to add in a white gold background mix, and I'm just adding in fine little streaks right here, and this is going to replicate the waves and the surf that you see in the ocean. So I'm just going right through and I'm making streaks as I go along. So if you find your lines a little harsh, just use a wet paper towel and dab on there to soften up your lines. We're going back in with a white and trying to make some of it be a little bit more defined and a little bit darker. A lot of acrylics is just building up color. So we're going to now go back to our beginning color that we started with, which was that green, blue, black, white, and silver mix. And we're going through and just making little swirls on our image. And they don't have to be real defined. You want them to be not symmetrical because the water is never going to be the same. And when I'm adding it to these places, I'm putting it underneath the white. So I'm just trying to find where I had the lightest colors, and I'm putting it underneath of the lightest colors. And you just want to keep going back and forth and blend this through as best as you can get it. Now we're going to go in with a silver and a white, and we are going to add in some definition to this rock at the bottom. So I'm just kind of streaking it along, and I'm going to switch colors now, and this color is a gold and a white combined, and I'm going to put more of that color on the top of the rock, and at the bottom I am putting it above the silver. And I'm now switching colors to white, and I'm going to add it in to my water to give the water some more definition. And now I'm going to use that same white, and I'm going to add in some more definition to this rock. So I'm going to have different tier levels on the rock. So the top is going to be the lightest and the rock will get a little bit darker as I go through. And I'm just using white and putting some highlights on the top, keeping the bottom a little bit darker. So I'm going to go in with the black and just add a little bit more black to that one rock. And I'm going to go in through white and give some more detail. And I'm just rotating between the white and the golden white and the black golden white, and I'm just adding details, and I am trying to keep the top a little bit lighter colored than I am the bottom of the rocks. So we're going to go back to the water now, and we're going to add a little bit more white highlights to the water. So I'm just stippling some white down here, and I'm going to add in a little bit more white streaks at the top. And now I'm going to add in some of that gold and white mix, and I'm just putting some streaks along the side right here. When we're done, this will really add in some contour. So just lightly going through with the colors. And now I'm switching to a darker blue and a white mix, and I'm just kind of going underneath everything. And as I'm working through here, I'm going to add in some silver and white tones and just start to build up color on the water. We're going to go back to that original color that we used, the green, the blue, the black, and the white mix, and we're going to add in some more layers with it. And as I'm working, I noticed that spot at the bottom in the middle doesn't really have a lot of color and tone to it, so I'm just adding in little swirls right here. I'm making them unsymmetrical so it looks more like some water ocean is right there. So I'm just swirling the colors around as I go through, trying to add different colors and dimension and tone to just tie it all together. So I'm going to add in some white to that spot in the middle and the bottom, and I'm just using a wet paper towel and I'm pressing it on there to lighten the color on it. And now I'm going to go back to the rocks with that gold white mix, and I'm going to fill in some of the gaps and the colors that I had missed the first time that I went around. And I'm just really filling stuff in, trying to keep the light color on the top of the rocks and the darker color at the bottom. And I'm going through the water and I'm just adding in some more colors and just keep building it up. So we're going to go to the sky now, and I'm using a pink and a white mix, and I'm putting a pink line going across the bottom, and I'm going to lighten the pink as I go up to the top. And I'm using a wet paper towel to kind of blend this a little bit into the blue. And now I'm going to bring that pink down into the water, and I'm just picking out different spots on the water to highlight. And a lot of the spots I'm picking is underneath of the white and the dark color. So just go back and forth and add in some pink highlights onto your water. So now we're looking at the finished product, and I just love the way that this background looks. Even though I'm just an amateur painter, I think this looks fantastic. So our sentiment today is going to come from Cards TV Mixed Messages, and we're going to use the smile sentiment, and I'm going to use VersaFine ink on the stamp itself. This is the Tim Holtz stamp platform. You can still buy this, but if you want to buy one, I would look now because they're not going to be making any more. So I'm using that ink and I'm just stamping on there. You just have to press lightly on the top and you will get a great stamp the very first time that you stamp. So I don't have to worry about messing up my beautiful background with a stamping platform after you stamp. So our lighthouse image today, I have a whole tutorial on how to create this on Inkscape. So go ahead and look to the top right hand corner for that. We're going to use art glitter glue, and we're going to go ahead and glue that onto the rock so it looks like the lighthouse is at the corner of the rock. And I just love the way that that looks. And now we're going to use the art glitter glue, and we're going to go ahead and glue this to the background of our card. And looking at our card, it says smile, And on the inside it says, "Let the relaxation begin, happy retirement." So I hope that you like this card and that you learned something new today. Please click subscribe and hit that bell button to get notified of future videos. Bye now.